Welcome. This is Chip Roasting.
I'm Wally.
I am somebody. I'm Brennan. I'm not Brennan. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. We're roasting some chips.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh, Wally is currently zooming in from a cave in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yep. On the run from
Someone. I don't know
someone.
who. Someone.
The aliens who kidnapped RJ.
I'm actually the whole reason I was pushing to do this today and not pushing it off till tomorrow is because I'm recording episode 2 of season 2 of Real Shit with RJ tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
so I have to
back up
somehow
and
edit this
running here.
tomorrow before that.
Wow. I am out of the loop with WolfGator Entertainment's other projects, it seems.
Well, we recorded one in December, so real or maybe it was early January. I don't remember. It's been a while. I think it was late December because um I wanted to watch a Christmas movie, but we decided not to. We watched DC it was the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was not.
Oh,
And RJ
well,
was like, "I'm sorry, this is the one we started on."
hmm.
Was it
Well,
that one? Hold on, I can't remember which one it was. Nope, not YouTube at Brennan. Nope, let's
huh?
go to my channel. Videos. Yeah,
It
Legion of
went to
Superheroes.
the right spot.
DC Legions of Superheroes.
Well, uh, as a quick plug for tomorrow, then, what episode do y'all have upcoming here?
I don't remember.
Ah, that's
I
great
think it's a
start.
movie called The Creator on Hulu.
Oh, wait, is it one that like just came out very recently?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic movie. If like we're talking about the same one, Lauren and I went to see it in theaters.
Yeah, it was in theaters first, but
Phenomenal.
I watched it on Hulu. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Sweet,
I
sweet.
would go into more detail, but that's for tomorrow's
Save it for
show. So
tomorrow. For anyone curious, yes, I'm looking at you, Matt. Tune into that tomorrow, or
yeah,
I guess not. Well,
no, tomorrow you'll get this, and then
tomorrow for Wally, we're
yes,
gonna have to
Wednesday for
see
everyone else.
when. Yeah, but since this is coming out
So no,
tomorrow,
it would still
and
be
it will
tomorrow.
be, yeah. So we're good. We're on top of things. I think. Oops. Uh.
I think you should just change your name to not on top of things.
Mhm.
Um, since last episode we talked about Percy Jackson. This episode we may or may not talk about Percy Jackson because I didn't watch the rest of it.
Sad.
I uh I had all day yesterday, and then I actually ended up doing things yesterday, and I got home about 6:30, and I was like, well, let me watch it, let me finish it, and then I got to it. I was like, I don't want to watch this right now, and so instead I played video games. I
I
made crockpot chicken, which is
I
very good.
have finished Percy Jackson, and just as a quick moment to just share my thoughts here, I
Yeah,
thought it was pretty solid, pretty consistent overall. It was so consistent that I was able to keep making the jokes I had been making. It was like even through the last episode, just the whole time, it was like, oh, we're about to experience an event that took place in the book here. We can recognize it immediately as Greek mythology stuff. What kind of stupid idiot would fall for this kind of thing? Let's go on and just have our own completely unrelated adventure, kind of in the same, like the same scope of
Wally
like
said.
what the book was going on. We're gonna go our own route with this completely, which I don't fault them for at all. It keeps it interesting, it keeps it fresh for all the viewers. But it was so predictable and consistent every single episode before they get into like the meat of what would have been the book's chapter. It's just like, nope, let's go in a different direction entirely. Every single time on the dot, exact same dialogue beats for each of them.
Had
It
exactly
was
7 minutes and 12 seconds. They went on this path when they really should have gone on this path.
it was so funny and so consistent. Like it got to the point where both my brother and I were cracking up when we were watching the episodes because I would just call it out each time, and it was so funny. So yeah, we can absolutely touch on all that in more detail later on, but yeah, final thoughts. The the pacing I thought was excellent. Story got to go in some new directions. I thought those directions, for the most part, fine. They head into the world pretty well. All of the actors were pretty good. I don't really like a lot of the energy the actors who played the gods brought to their role. It wasn't on them at all. It was just on the it was the direction they were provided. I'm certain of, because it was so consistent between all of them. They were all doing the same thing that I didn't like. I was like, this could not just be a coincidence here.
Mm-hmm.
They were directed on all of this. The only real exception, Poseidon wasn't in there a lot. He did solid though, from what I remember of seeing him. And Zeus was the real exception. Phenomenal.
Good.
Sucks we won't have that going forward here.
That's right, because he passed, correct?
Yes, yeah. Major loss of talent for the industry here. Sincerest condolences to everyone in his life here. Fantastic person from what I've heard, and he brought a phenomenal energy to his role, one that I don't think will be easily replicated at all if this does continue on into a season 2. But yeah, he did absolutely fantastic. Lots of directions for them to continue on with the story if they do continue on with the story, with how much in this season they subverted expectations so consistently throughout every single episode. I was joking around with my brother here, and I was like, if they do the second book, Sea of Monsters, I'm so prepared for them to start off the episode being go through the Sea of Monsters. What kind of idiot would do that? Let's just fly over it or go around it or do whatever and just bypass the entire book's events completely. I would be stoked if they did that. It would be so funny and so on the nose with how they've been handling things so far here. But yeah, we can absolutely touch more on that later on.
Yep. Yeah. You've made me more excited for watching it. Not that I wasn't excited in the first place. It's just things that aren't sitcoms are a chore for me to watch, even if I like them. So
yeah.
Because I have a tiny attention span. If we want to, we can move on to news because I didn't. The only thing I did since the last podcast was I watched the last Skywalker, the last Skywalker. No, the last Jedi. No.
I like that
Rise
one.
of Skywalker. That's what I watched.
Boo. I don't like that one.
And well, neither did I. But
okay.
It made me think that somehow Grogu returned.
Yeah.
And how great
did he now
of an episode title that was for us.
Yes.
But also
phenomenal.
That, and this may be a hot take, Palpatine returning made sense. It's probably the hottest take I will ever have. And it's if I publish this to the internet by itself, if I remembered my Instagram password for chip roasting, it could go viral for such a take because I do believe that it made sense because, quite frankly, a guy, this man, Palpatine, this Sith, this evil man, orchestrated an entire galactic civil war, and you didn't think he had a backup plan if he died? Come on. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I have the context of the books and the Mandalorian behind me now.
The books and everything have to help because from hearing from you and other people online who've read the books, it sounds like there is a lot of context provided there. Yes. That's just not including the movies at all. So that has to help. I'm hoping at some point they can kind of bring some of that context to live action here.
I
So
would
us
love.
people who cannot read can appreciate the full magic of this Star Wars arc.
I would love if they would adapt some of the cartoons. Or sorry, some of the books in the long form cartoons,
Yeah,
kind
like
of like the Bad Batch
Clone
or
Wars, Bad Batch,
Clone Wars,
Rebels. Yeah.
between Tales of the Jedi, between 5 and 6, or sorry, 6 and 7, and then 7 and 8, and 8 and 9.
Yeah,
One of the
that's
ones
what
that I think adds a ton of context is it's called Bloodlines, a book about Leia during between movies 6 and 7. And it basically talks about the beginnings of the First Order and and how it
yeah,
started, and then the beginning of
yeah.
not the rebellion, the resistance.
Yes.
That added a ton of context to why they even existed in the first place. And then
Mhm.
another one that explains Palpatine and like the tribe of the Sith and all that stuff that happens in Exegol is called, oh my god, what's it called? It was
That's
incredible. It was
interesting.
like one of my favorite books. Um, Adam Christopher books. It is called Shadow of the Sith.
Perfect.
That book was phenomenal, and it explained Ochi of Bastoon, the one who had the blade that what's her name held, and that C-3PO translated. It explained that. It explained his entire story. It explained um his relationship to Palpatine and Darth Vader back in the Empire days, and it goes, and it really does really really well explaining all that. So
Yeah,
I would love if they would take some of those stories like that and make them into a cartoon. I mean, even if they rip it word for word from the text, I wouldn't care.
that
That
I would
and
love
we
to
need we
see.
need a live action Thrawn show.
Which,
Just
well,
Thrawn in the Empire. Like I said, they could rip it directly from the books. I don't care.
yeah, we're kind
We
of
just need more Thrawn.
my only concern with that. It's like you so far haven't liked Thrawn's live action
No, that's why I said
adap-
rip it directly from the book.
adaptation. Yeah. Yeah, but like for all this stuff with Palpatine on paper here, it would make total sense that like he would return, him being this master manipulator, Sith Lord with these long form plans.
Yes.
But my complaint with it, and I think a sentiment that a lot of other people share here as well, is like not so much the fact that he returned, but kind of the fact that he returned out of nowhere. There was no like
Sure.
build up or any of that here, and that's what
Sure.
kind of puts it off, because it was such a satisfying like moment in character development in 6 when like he died. It marked like the end of like that arc, and just to like bring him back seemingly for no reason here, that's kind of just like somehow he returned, not a he's just back. There's no really explanation in like the narrative of the story, even if the events do have context, just like the narrative for it isn't there.
Yeah, and apparently the Rise of Skywalker novelization adds a lot more context. It does a better job of explaining it than the movie does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
I get it from a standpoint of not ever reading the books, and then two, just love it. I guess just not reading the book is just like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but you're right. They probably could have built it up better in 7 and 8.
Yep.
But anyway, let's not rehash old hat.
Enough talking about the news here.
Oh, I didn't get to know this. The only thing that I did outside, outside the podcast was that. Let's start off with some sad news. Carl Weathers, who is known for Rocky and also
Yeah.
The Mandalorian, passed away on, was it Thursday of last week? Yeah, February 1st. He was known for playing Apollo Creed in the Rocky series, as well as Grief Karga from The Mandalorian. So very
Yeah.
sad to see that news. Phenomenal actor, apparently like a phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
People had nothing but good things to say about him.
Yep. That's what I've seen so far online here. Yeah, like I've seen a lot of clips from other stuff he was in. Um, uh, just posted, and it's been really great to see. It's like always nice, and it feels like the internet. It's like almost paying tribute.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it's just like a lot of the other recent passings here. It just sucks.
yeah, yeah. Especially when they have ongoing roles in which they're doing a really good job of, really good
Yeah,
job in, and
yeah,
uh,
and even just or generally speaking, when they're just
yeah,
such like a nice and caring person with like a lot of like just a lot of people who care about them. I'm
yep,
sure they care about a lot of people as well, just to have them on here.
yep, yeah.
It just
It's
sucks.
it sucks. Yeah, for sure. Now I have to do a hard left turn into other news, but
Going back to talking about our
unfortunately,
stupid
that's how it goes.
comic book stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I know. This news may be outdated. But Daredevil Born Again is days away from restarting filming. 18 episodes. Series no longer guaranteed as the amount of episodes keep fluctuating. But as we've seen, they are already filming, and we've seen
Yes.
some pictures and
Hmm.
not screenshots. Oh my god, you can't take a screenshot in real life, Wally. Some pictures and some shots from the set, and
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It looks like it was originally supposed to be
18.
18 episodes. Now it looks like it will be a little truer to the uh original Netflix series count of 13ish is
Okay.
it's looking like here from the most recent or it for me it kind of sucks that we won't have like the full 18 here we initially thought we would have, but I'd much rather have like 13 very high quality episodes up to the tier of the original Netflix show than have like 18 bad ones.
Yeah, yeah, which is it seemed to be the way they were, not necessarily the way they were trending, but it didn't seem like anyone liked the direction they were going in, which is why they started reshooting in the first place.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yes.
It's interesting to see a show like Secret Invasion for me, where like I watch it, I'm like, how did this get made? And then a show that apparently Kevin Feige thought was worse than Secret Invasion. That didn't sound that bad here, but like, look,
But Kevin Feige thought this was worse than Secret Invasion.
well, because I mean, like Kevin Feige had them throw out everything they had recorded for the Daredevil, because like they had filmed 4 full episodes, had the rest of it all scripted, and he said, toss it all out. We're starting all over. We're firing everyone. And
Jeez.
that didn't happen for Secret Invasion. He liked Secret Invasion, apparently. So,
Well, we all knew Kevin Feige had bad taste.
because I mean, allegedly the ending for Secret Invasion, which everyone hated, was his idea completely.
Not me. I didn't hate it because I haven't watched it.
And
Still on
that
my list of
you've
things to
watched
watch.
the correct
The first
amount
three
here,
episodes.
in my opinion. Oh, nope, you've watched too much then. I take it back.
I made it for the first three, and then it's not like it's just I see when I sit down and have to watch one of those shows, I binge watch it, which as we've noted in the past is a mistake for certain shows. And I didn't want to binge watch that show, so I didn't.
Mhm.
um, so that's wild. Imagine thinking that show is good. Um, I'm okay with 13 episodes as long as they don't dip underneath 13. I'm okay.
Yeah, 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 and because we'll get more into details from it as we continue to scroll through news here, but like I really hope that they're able to maintain the old balance that the original Daredevil show had, and I'll touch on this when we talk about Echo here as well.
Mm.
But the strength of the Netflix shows, in my opinion, was its ability to focus on these side characters and elevate them to a much higher role than a lot of other shows or networks would have.
Are you talking about
And
like Foggy and Karen, or you're talking about like
yes,
okay,
yeah, like Foggy and Karen and Daredevil, and then like Jessica Jones had like its side characters and the Punisher had its side characters, etc.,
Luke Cage,
etc.
and, yeah.
Yep.
Luke Cage did a really, really good job at that. I mean, I guess I
Oh
guess
yeah,
they all did, but
yeah. It is rumored though that for the new Daredevil show, I think both Karen and Foggy are only slated to be in like 3 episodes here, which means one of two things. The first thing is either Marvel's making a mistake, they're going to take Foggy and Karen are going to be like background characters mostly. That'll kind of be it. They'll have like a big role in a couple episodes probably, but it won't have the fantastic balance the original show had with being able to like intertwine all of their stories. Or option 2, their stories are going to be intertwined, but they're going to be killed off in the 3rd episode. So
I'm not sure which is worse.
Both
are equally bad.
I'm a little scared for Karen. Foggy, I could see Foggy living a full life here, but apparently in the comics, I've heard that Karen getting killed off was a major event, and it was like and it's a major part of Daredevil's like story.
So they have to be careful with that though, because they don't want to like end up fridging Karen.
Yeah.
And plus, like God, the actress who portrayed Karen was phenomenal.
Yeah,
she's so talented.
Such a great job. Like even just because like I'm rewatching Daredevil now, and like I mean,
I need to do
that entire cast, but Karen specifically does such a fantastic job. It would just suck to like lose all of that because especially because like I want her to like have the potential to get to showcase her acting skills, her acting chops to what theoretically could end up being a larger audience here. Because what I think I remember is after Daredevil ended after season 3, she struggled with finding more acting work.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's crazy because she was so good in that show.
That was my reaction too. I was like, how could anyone watch Daredevil and like not
want her on every show?
Yeah,
like movie. She's incredible.
She did fantastic. So I'm hoping this can be a good next step for her to get back out there. It can be something like the guy from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Like that was his first major role since like
Indiana Jones, right?
Yep, something like that. Like where I think he did stuff in between, but like he couldn't get out kind of how he wanted to. And then after Everything Everywhere All at Once kind of put him back out there again, he was in Loki season 2.
That's right.
He's been in other stuff now, I think. I can't remember anything else, but I remember seeing him and being like, that's fantastic. He deserves all of that. Get him in as much stuff as we can that he wants to do here.
So it looks like all of her major roles were before Daredevil. And she's been in one thing since, and that's the show Quantum Leap.
She was in Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
Why don't I remember her? I watched that show. It was fine. It was pretty standard, like network TV stuff. I don't remember. It doesn't
seem like she was a major character, but it just seems like she was just in it at some point. She was Carly Farmer.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't remember that. I feel like I would have recognized her, but yeah. The only other thing I remember from her, like at that time, was Escape Room. There was a movie.
Yeah, she was in that too.
Yeah,
that's the other thing she was in.
Shortly after season 3, she just had a small role there. I still need to watch like Escape Room too. I'm kind of shocked that that sequel got made. Escape Room was fine.
Mhm.
It just wasn't like a hit. So
It looks like she was in episode 9 of season 1
that was
of
like that was towards the end. Oh wait, maybe I do remember her. Maybe she was I think an episode with like a boat, maybe?
I don't know.
No.
She it looks like she was a performer in it. I don't know.
Hmm.
But anyway, that is a crime that she's not been in much
Yeah, right.
since that. There's an absolute crime because she was
That's what I'm thinking.
incredible. Wow. All right, Hollywood needs to get its shit together. I mean, we knew that, but like they seriously need to get their shit together. And if it's an age thing, someone needs to slap everyone in Hollywood. She's not. She's 38. She's not. Man, that makes me angry. That she.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, um,
Like yeah, she did so good.
um,
Did I not watch this episode of Quantum Leap or something? I was so sure I watched all of the episodes.
then you might have to go back and watch that one.
Why do I not remember this? Like she, because I'm looking at uh pictures of like her from like the like episode or whatever,
Yeah.
and she's in so many scenes here. How do I not remember her?
So she was in a movie called Silver Lake, a movie called short film called Stucco, both escape rooms, but only the theatrical cut, which is weird, of the second
Wait,
one. She's in the movie Ida Red.
really? Wait, she was
Ida
in a
Red. Oh yeah.
out of the second one.
Yeah, she was in the second one, but only in the theatrical cut. So if you didn't see it in
That's
theaters, you didn't see her.
wild. Spoilers. I don't think anyone listening to this is kind of go and watch that movie. But spoilers for the first one. She dies a very brutal death in like
Yeah.
the first movie.
How long is she in it?
Like maybe like half an hour
Ah,
at
damn
like
it.
most. Yeah.
And then sit on TV. The only thing she has been in is Quantum Leap.
That's wild.
The episode was called Fellow Travelers. That's what it's called.
And apparently it's an episode I don't remember.
She's been in a couple web series, but that's about it. No one really pays attention to web series.
That is
What was
wild.
she in? She's in Game Night. Which
She was
is
in Game Night.
yeah.
I also love Night. Who is
She was a guest on one of the episodes.
oh
She was
oh
in
wait whoa like a show called Game Night.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the movie.
No.
Okay,
She was in a
that makes more sense.
She was in a limited series presented by Dungeons and Dragons called Champions of the
Yes, Realm. Yes.
She was in two of them.
That I did know.
And then she's in something called another Dungeons and Dragons things called Children of Arte. And then this year she was in 3 episodes of a different one called Faster Purple Worm Kill Kill. But so like she's like apparently she's big. Apparently she's in a lot of Dungeons and Dragons things. Because apparently they're the only people who like, recognize her talent.
Yeah.
Oh, she's been doing a lot of stage stuff, like stuff on stage.
Oh, okay. That's right.
She was in The Taming of the Shrew and Angels of America Part 1, Millennium Approaches. So did you know she won an award, a Saturn Award for Daredevil? Oh no, sorry, she was nominated for one. She was in True Blood, which I didn't know.
No, very nice.
Anyway, Hollywood, if you're listening, hire Deborah Ann Wool.
Mhm.
She's phenomenal.
I have to say I did not expect us to go on this whole tangent here, but I am all here for this.
We are the Deborah Ann Wool fan club. That is us.
Mm-hmm.
If she has 2 fans, we are them. She has no fans, we are dead.
Yes.
If she has all the fans,
fan, I've killed Wally.
or at least, or I've killed Brennan. But we'll see.
That's also possible.
Anyway,
one of us died at the other's hands.
No other way.
other option.
We will. Me and Brennan are immortal unless we kill each other.
Hmm.
Next, Sony wanted
That's
Andrew Garfield to be the
that's what.
Spider-Man of the Madam Web universe. What?
Oh no, I was gonna say that's what Canada will do for you here. It'll make you immortal unless you're
Immortal.
killed by the
Yes.
other person who's
Who you do a
immortal.
podcast with?
Yep.
That means everyone who doesn't do a podcast, they'll never die.
Yep. No.
Sony
No.
wanted Andrew Garfield to be the Spider-Man of the Madam Web universe, then later changed plans to Tom Holland. However, and this is the most Sony thing that could have happened, they then realized they did the time period wrong, so they reshot and removed everything referencing Spider-Man in a particular year.
Which
That could not be more Sony.
that's so funny. That's so chaotic. It made me so much more excited to see like the movie here. Like again, I'm pumped for Madam Web. I'm seeing it the day it comes out.
Oh yeah, when
I
does it come out
want it
again?
to be on Valentine's Day because of
Oh hell yeah, I'm doing that too because I ain't got
of
nothing
course.
else to do. It's in 9 days. It's a
Yes.
Wednesday. Hell yeah, I know exactly. Oh no, damn it, I have a meeting that night.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a meeting every other Wednesday night, and that just happened. We are this
They're
weekend.
having
It's
on
during
Valentine's
the
Day.
day.
That is rough.
Oh no, wait. Oh no, never mind. They're on. It's Chinese New Year next week. They're off. Never
Oh,
mind. I should be good.
cool. Yeah, but yeah, when I went to buy tickets, I'm pretty sure I was the first one to buy tickets in an auditorium. Not a single other seat was sold here. Nothing about this movie looks actually good to me at all, and I could not be more excited.
What if this movie is better than any of? What if this movie's better than the Venom movies?
I
Not that
mean,
those are good, but you know,
there is a chance this movie could make a $4 billion.
$4 billion. Got the name of the episode.
But yeah, like it could be good. I'm gonna love this movie if it is really good or if it's really bad. The danger zone for me is if it's like in between.
Mediocre.
If
Yeah.
it's just a mediocre movie, I'm gonna have such a bad time. I'm praying it's gonna be a really bad movie. I'm not expecting it to be a good one.
Are we thinking so bad it's good territory?
Yes.
We're thinking like Sharknado,
Mhm.
Velocipaster,
Yep.
um,
Something like that.
other movies. I did speed dating on Friday, and I like recommended someone watch Velocipaster.
Really?
Yes, and I hope they do.
Yep. That'll either end up really good or really bad depending on the person.
Yes, but
But
yeah,
yeah.
it's just I don't know. Realize it. I wonder when they put the movie. To be honest, I'm just curious because if they put it in that time frame between Spider-Man getting his powers
No. So the
and
thing with this one is it's set aggressively in 2003.
so Tom Holland's Spider-Man was like what, 5?
Yeah, and the thing is, I think this movie is canonically supposed to take place.
That's like Tobey Maguire like territory.
Yeah, like I'm trying. It's supposed to take place at like a certain point of Spider-Man's journey. It can't be before he's born, but maybe it's supposed to be before he's born. I think in an early draft, it's like Peter's mom was supposed to be pregnant, but
Okay,
like that wouldn't work for that. It wouldn't work for Andrew Garfield either. It's like I don't know what they did with the timing of this movie at all. But
well, yeah, because
whatever they did,
that would have
they
put
made a very hard decision to put it in 2003 and then realize that year was completely wrong somehow. Which how do you do that? How's that possible?
so Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is supposed to be 18. No, supposed to be. Well, he very much is not 18, but he's supposed to be 18, I think, because they graduate high school at the end of it, right?
I don't remember. I probably should go back and rewatch those movies at some point here. I haven't in
I've never seen the second
high
one.
school.
I know what
Probably.
happens in the second one. I've seen many memes about it.
Oh wait, so you never seen the second one at all? Wow.
No, and I really liked the first one. I just never saw it.
Hmm.
So anyway, that movie came out in 2012. So let's just assume he's 18. You're right. That does not match up because 15 years earlier, or no, not even 9 years earlier,
Yeah.
does not equal being pregnant with him. That would
And
be
yeah, I just don't remember like it's yeah, it's just so bizarre to me, whatever kind of decisions that they made. And like I added a comment here in this one as well for you, where there's a rumor that's been going around. I don't remember if it's confirmed or not, but allegedly Adam Scott is playing Uncle Ben in the movie, or he was going to be playing Uncle Ben. And my question is if you're removing all references to Spider-Man, do you leave in a character?
Adam Scott. He seems too young for that.
Yeah, but it's like 2003 Uncle Ben.
Okay.
And if Peter isn't born at that point at all in this story, then he would get to be, Uncle Ben age. Or if it's in like the Tom Holland one where like Aunt May.
I was gonna say, yeah, she's not that young. Marissa Tomei is like in her 50s or 60s, but
yeah,
either way, she looks way younger than the one in the other two.
Yeah, you do like the time thing with 2003 and whatever.
Tom Holland Spider-Man would have been 2 in 2003. He was born in 2001, so yeah, it would not have worked. Man, how do you screw that up?
Yeah. I don't know. And also with the Adam Scott thing, I don't know if I sent you a tweet saying this or not here, but allegedly Adam Scott's character is supposed to deliver the like with great power comes great responsibility line, but in this movie they changed the line to like something else where it's like some dumb thing where it's like if you have the responsibility to do something, then your power will be, and it's like they like really screwed up the line somehow. And it's supposed to be a cool homage to it, but it's like all the decisions they're making feel so incorrect on so many levels. It is just giving me the vibes of potential territory of so bad it is good.
Yeah. Oh dear God. Are we glad Sony still has Spider-Man? Would the MCU currently be ruining Spider-Man as much as Sony is? I don't even think they're ruining it. I think they just don't know how to make movies. It's that simple. They just can't write scripts. Or find people who can write scripts.
They can do great stuff in animation here, apparently. Like the Spider-Verse movies are phenomenal. It's just for live action, they cannot do a single thing.
I don't know why either. Because it's not like they even pick bad actors. They just suck at writing everything.
Oh, also with all of that, apparently all of the lead actresses for Madam Web are like super upset because allegedly it looks like they were told this was going to be like part of the MCU here, like it was tying into the MCU. They were going to have these like MCU roles, and then allegedly they didn't know otherwise until the trailer came out, and they saw the trailer and they were like, "Oh my God, what am I in?"
Well, it probably goes back to them having to refilm everything.
Yeah,
they probably just took the stuff and was like, "All right, remove this, remove that." They just like,
yep. So
took the scissors out and just started.
Yeah, like I have no idea what's true and what's not. The only thing I know, this is the last time I'll say this, I'm super excited for Valentine's Day.
Are you bringing Lauren? Or are you going by yourself? Okay, that'd be really rude, honestly, if you didn't.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice Valentine's Day throughout the day where I got her lots of presents. We'll make some food, and then for like the afternoon, evening, or whatever, I'm dragging her to Madam Web. So fair trade off.
Oh yeah, it's one hell of a Valentine's Day, Brennan. Um,
I know how to treat them.
the fate of the world is in his hands. Avatar: The Last Bender soars to Netflix on February 22nd. That is 17 days away. Brennan, are you excited?
So I've kind of had mixed feelings about the show for a while, where when we talked about it in like the past year, mixed feelings, but I was like mostly positive. Like, this sounds good. It sounds like it has a lot of potential here. Obviously, the animated Avatar show was top tier. It has like a very large fan base that persists to this day, grows. In fact, not one that shrinks.
Right.
And the original show was great. It was adapted into a live action movie, which is pretty universally agreed to be horrible.
That movie does not exist, Brennan. The M. Night Shyamalan version of
So
Avatar: The Last Bender does not exist.
So this show here, even though I didn't think it was necessary, I kind of was like, this might be a great thing for like redemption here, having it be able to be live action, but not as bad as the movie that does not exist.
Sure.
And we had stuff like Percy Jackson being talked about at the same time, and it's very
Yep.
easy to view this in the same light as Percy Jackson here.
That's gonna be my next question. Yeah.
Because it was also something where it's like started off in one medium, then a live action movie came out that everyone kind of
Was
agrees
bad.
was kind of bad.
Bad movie.
Now it's getting a chance for redemption in the form of a live action show.
Yes.
So I was pretty optimistic. It looks like there was some great casting for most of it. I'm looking at you, Annie, who played Pet in Community.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it looked good. I was pretty excited for it here. Then shortly after this, a lot of articles started to come out from the creators talking about the show. And I think it was supposed to be positive promotion here. That's not the way a lot of people took it.
Okay.
And one thing that I learned here that I did not know before that would have definitely kind of pushed things in a certain direction for me is the thing that separated this show from the movie is the creators of the original show. They were not involved in the movie at all, but they were involved in this new live action show, which is awesome. And I thought they still were. Turns out halfway through, all of them left of their own free will. And now we're starting to see why, with some things, the creators of this new show are talking about. Where I don't know what you've seen. Have you seen?
I haven't seen anything.
No?
Okay. I don't. I've never watched the show. Like, I mean, I watched like episodes of it when I was little, but I don't remember it. I've never gone back and watched it. So I'm not as dedicated as other people are.
Gotcha.
I'm excited for the people. Well, I was apparently until you started telling the story. I was excited for everyone, get to see their favorite characters in live action. So what have they been saying?
So the first article that came out is the creator saying, like, obviously here, as times have changed, we've had to kind of remove and tamper down some elements here. For example, in the show, Sokka was pretty sexist here. So for the new live action show, we've removed that completely. And a lot of fans got really upset because what they're saying here is, if you remove his sexism, you miss the entire point of his arc. His whole arc in the show is he starts off super sexist. The culture he's in, it's it's very like men have one role, women have another role. Sorry. That's what he kind of has entrenched in his mind. And the whole show is him learning and growing and developing and getting to see things that change his viewpoint and cause him to develop as a character.
Yes.
Where he's not sexist for the point of being sexist and he remains sexist the whole show and that's his whole thing. No, his whole arc is growing from that, learning from that. And him and Katara, essentially, they changed the entire way that the Water Tribe operates here. But you can't have that if you remove like that. Like that's the catalyst for his character development. You can't take that away completely because then it's like that's how we're introduced to the Kyoshi warriors, all this stuff that they do here when they go up to like the Northern Water Temple. It plays a big role there. There are so many arcs that's so deeply involved with, and that's again how he grows as a character. They also talked about for Aang that because they have less episodes, they're not going to have Aang like kind of goof off and play around as much as he did in the original series. He's going to be very driven and focused at like stopping the the Fire Kingdom.
I know enough to know that that's like a huge part of Aang is him learning to be more mature and taking a role as the what do they call it? No, as the Avatar.
Yep, exactly. Because like, and again, the whole reason he was frozen in the ice to begin with is because initially he was running away from that responsibility,
right?
And he keeps running and has to learn to like it's that like that's his whole character development too. And for Katara, they're like, oh yeah, she had kind of this motherly role in the group originally, and that's kind of like outdated now. So we're gonna take her character in a different direction too. And it's like it's like everybody's main like what makes them the characters that they are, and what allows them to develop and be fully fleshed out characters. They're taking all of that away completely, and they're also like oh yeah, we're gonna introduce the Fire Kingdom very early on, where in the original show it took like a while, like it was always this background thing that would develop. You would learn more about it slowly, and it's like, no, we're going to introduce all of that off at the start. We're going to show like the Fire Nation, like the war they had with everybody, where they're like what they're making it kind of like very graphic and not character focused at all. And essentially like one of the creators as part of their quotes, like, this isn't the show that you're used to. We're trying to like age this up, make it more mature here. It'll essentially be like The Last Airbender crossed with Game of Thrones. And I read that and I was like,
but that's not what people want.
The show whose only lasting cultural impact is people talking online about how bad
it ended.
Like the ending to it was. That's the show you're mixing with this like beloved childhood classic cartoon here. You're taking out all of the light and humor and like what people are saying online. Like I love the show very much, but like I've only seen it once, and like I haven't studied it, but there are like video essays upon video essays out there about what works about the show, like all of the like little details about how the characters develop that make it so important. And to take a show like that and just disregard everything that makes it great, it's like you're just making this for a cash grab, huh? This has been a cash grab the whole time. You didn't really care. You pretended to care. It was marketed as you caring here. No.
I guess it's why the original creators left.
Yes.
What it kind of reminds me of the live action Snow White that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Remember all that publicity? They're just like, oh, we're making this. I think we've made the main actress. Snow White doesn't need a man. She can do everything on her own. Blah blah blah. And there's not going to be dwarves, and there's not going to be this and that. I'm like,
yeah,
just make a different movie. Like, don't make a remake of this movie of the Snow White. Make a different movie. And like with this, if you want to remove all these things, make a different show.
Yeah. Which for this they absolutely should have done here. From what I've heard, with Stranger Things starting to enter its fifth and final season here next year.
Yep.
They're looking for something to like replace it, and they saw like a super easy move with Avatar here. And I feel like it's going to backfire on them completely with
Yes.
like for good reason here if it is as bad as it looks like it'll be now, which sucks because there was so much hype up until like 2 weeks ago basically. There was so much hype and now it's basically all been like sucked out.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I kind of feel bad for Last Airbender fans. I mean, they already got that dumpster fire of a movie, and now it looks like they may be getting something
There is
similar
some
in the show.
There is some fantastic news though, because the creators, this was announced a while back, I'm pretty sure, but the creators announced that like they're working on it more now, and I think the timeline has gotten moved closer some. They are working on an animated Avatar movie that does continue one like basically the only unresolved arc from the show.
That's right. I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, we probably have it. And that's on track to release October of 2025.
Okay.
And there's also a new Avatar show that will release in December of 2025 as well, focusing on the Avatar after Korra, who was after Aang. So there are a lot of good things for the first time in a while here. There are a lot of good things for Avatar fans to look forward to. It just looks like it will not be the live action show at all.
Yeah, I remember talking about that a while ago about the Avatar Studios that was opening.
Yes,
and a lot of people were very excited about that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like there are very few worlds that have been built in TV, movies, books, whatever, that are just like prime for building upon, and Avatar is one of those. I mean, you could get a bunch of different people. I mean, it doesn't even have to be like the original creators. You can grab, people from here, and here. They can come together and create just this massive world and this massive history of this world of Avatar, and it's really cool. Kind of like how people are what they're doing with Star Wars right now. They have all these books and they have these comics and movies. They can do the same thing with the Avatar world. I don't think it's quite as expansive as Star Wars, just mainly because it's space and you can mad planets and stuff like that. But there's still a huge you could still do a lot with it, and people are gonna read it, they're gonna watch it, they're gonna do whatever. Harry Potter is the same way, but the people who are controlling Harry Potter kind of suck and won't let people who aren't J.K. Rowling do stuff in the world.
Yeah.
But
Harry Potter is going to be an interesting one where like turning existing live action movies into a new live action TV show.
That's right. I forgot they were doing that.
Yeah, it's like
it's Max, right?
Yep.
It'll probably be closer to the books.
Season.
Probably be closer to the books than it will be. That's right. I do remember that reason was being dumb. It was really dumb.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be closer to the books, less like the movies. It'll be an interesting it'll be interesting, and especially without the people who played the characters originally, because they're so iconic for those roles. So that'll be interesting. But man, that sucks that this show is not going to be it for Avatar fans. They've been waiting a while for something good.
And I'm still not sure where I fall on like the line of like, should you adapt animated projects?
No, I fall on that line.
And live actions, just like live action, whatever here. I do feel like there's a case to be made. Sometimes I'm still trying to figure out where my judgment is. The only thing that I hate is in cases like this, it just like when it comes out that they're changing all this stuff, try to make it more adult and mature. It feels so disrespectful to the medium of animation. There's so much cool stuff you can do with animation, especially how like in Avatar, how all of like the bending was animated. That was fantastic here. And it's like, it's cool to see it in like live action it'll be awesome. But it's like it just feels so disrespectful. It feels like you don't respect the original animation as being a valid medium of storytelling, and you're saying no. To be good, it has to be live action here, and that is not true at all.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the way that they animated Avatar was to kind of honor Japanese animation or anime because
Yeah.
anime and has always told such incredible stories that I think the Western audiences just aren't ready for an animation for some reason.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think it's that because there are so many hit animated shows.
Yeah, but they're stupid. Like,
Huh?
or at least, well, adult ones are.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, and I love Futurama. Don't get me wrong, and I love Family Guy. What else is there? Oh God, Simpsons. Well, that was good at one point, but they're
Yeah.
kind of they're kind of dumb. They've
Yeah,
never
well,
taken the chance to like go and do like a dramatic TV show in the West that's
yeah,
animated. They
yeah.
have for
I
kids.
kind of guess you're right here.
They have for kids. I mean, I mean, Avatar would be one of those. I mean, obviously, it had some comedic aspects to it,
Yeah,
but it also
like
had some very serious moments.
Avatar, all of Star Wars's
Oh
like
God,
really
yeah.
consistently good projects are animated.
Well, I guess
Um,
Bad Batch would be the first because Bad Batch is not a kids TV show. I'll be first to say it. It's not for kids.
it kind of walks like
I guess you're right.
like a line here where like I can't really imagine like a lot of the episodes putting it on for like my child here.
Yeah, especially the
Um,
one where that one guy shoots the clone trooper in the freaking head.
yeah, 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 but like it still isn't that like super adult mature. It kind of
Yeah,
walks the in between line with that where like it still is very much like a kid friendly story
yeah.
told with a little bit of heavier subject matter and at times very political subject matter.
Yes.
I feel like if I was watching it like in my Clone Wars watching days when I was just a wee lad, go way over my head completely, but I would still vibe with all the action and aliens and like all
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah,
I guess it's TV PG and not quite TV 14.
yeah.
But speaking of which, season
Yeah.
3 of the Bad Batch. We got our
Dude,
first trailer. We got our schedule of
dude,
release. 3-episode season premiere on February 21st. Brennan, how psyched are you for this show?
I am so excited. It completely reignited my passion for the Bad Batch because like I remember like talking about when season 2 was out. I was like, oh yeah, Bad Batch is becoming one of my favorite Star Wars shows of all time.
Yeah.
And the trailer for season 3 looks phenomenal. And I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I'm not going to say on this podcast, you can't get it out of me. But one of the episodes does fall on my birthday.
Oh yeah, yes it does. Yeah.
And I am pumped to.
What do you
have
mean?
it.
We already know what your birthday is. Like way back in 2021, we did an episode on your birthday, and I remember saying, "Hey, Brennan, it's your birthday."
Yeah, but people have to scroll back. They're not going
Yeah, I wouldn't know what episode that was either. So
to. But yeah, so I am very excited for that. A 3-episode premiere. That's going to be incredible. The trailer gave us so much great stuff to look forward to. There's so much speculation I'm seeing online already, and like it is soon. I'm so glad we got a trailer, and they're like, hey, it is in a month here, and that is it.
Star Wars has been good at that. They say, "Hey, here's a trailer. Hey, it's coming out in a little bit." You're like, "We're not making you wait long." I mean, like, not to beat the Marvel dead horse, but Marvel's not good at doing that. But dude, I'm so psyched for this show. Like, this has probably been my favorite animated show so far, for sure.
Yeah.
And I loved Rebels and I love Clone Wars, but damn it, Bad Batch is so freaking good.
Yeah. Rebels, I think, still takes the lead for me slightly.
Mm-hmm.
That will probably change this last season here. Like so far, overall, I'd give it more to Rebels here, but Bad Batch has my favorite animated episodes, like individual episodes out of anything.
Yeah, and it looks really good. I mean, the animation looks phenomenal.
And let's talk about one of the big reveals from the trailer that I was not expecting at all.
Yeah.
Although there was a point in time where I was kind of thinking about it, but I just wrote it off completely without even knowing her fate. But we see the return to this animation style,
Yes.
Asajj Ventress.
Yes. And I was afraid
Yes,
as a book reader.
Yeah, because I saw like very shortly after I saw the trailer, I saw a bunch of tweets kind of talking about like how is she back, and I was like, what happened to her? Because I saw her was in Clone Wars here, where she was still doing fine. And I saw a bunch of tweets saying she should not be able to return here, and then I saw a tweet, and this was before you responded, but
Yeah.
someone saying that like the creators were interviewed and they were
Yes.
asked about the book or something, and they said, "Hey, don't worry, the book is still canon. We are not disregarding it at all. This is planned, and you will see." And I said, "Oh, that gets me so happy and excited when people do things with intention. And it's not just a, I don't know, you figure
Right.
it out here. Just the thought that they have this all planned out, I am pumped." So, would you like to share a bit from the book now, knowing
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. So spoilers for anyone who actually wants to read the book. And this is another one I cannot recommend this book enough. It is an absolutely phenomenal book. I want to say it's not Delilah, it's Dawson. Who wrote this book? It's I can't remember what it's called now. Hold on. Asajj Ventress book. It is called, well, she's in a bunch. It's called Dark Disciple by Christy Golden. She wrote a lot of Legends books. But basically, Quinlan Voss, who everyone knows, he's the main character of this book.
The name sounds familiar. I can't place him off the top of my head.
I think he had the first ever yellow lights. Or no, he had a green lightsaber.
Oh,
okay. I can't remember. But anyway, he's from he was from the Clone Wars. And this book was supposed to be Clone Wars arc, but they couldn't find a way to fit it in. So basically what happens is Quinlan Voss gets this hold on, let me see if I can find it. Dark side. Okay, so basically, they're trying to hunt down Dooku, and Quinlan Voss is the one. He's like, "Hey, go hunt down Dooku, but we want you to go and recruit the one, the only Asajj Ventress, because at this time she's no longer. Remember, her ties were cut.
Yep.
With Dooku.
Yep.
Well, after that, she went and became a bounty hunter, which I need to know more about that. Which is hopefully what we're getting here. Well, she became a bounty hunter, and basically they found each other, and they're like, "Hey, we need to go kill Count Dooku." And one of the major parts of the book is Quinlan Voss turns to the dark side momentarily, and obviously they didn't kill Dooku because Anakin killed Dooku. But basically, in order to get him to turn back, Asajj. Well, before we get to that, they kind of have a thing. Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Voss. They kind of have a thing. They may have done it a couple times in the book, but yes, Star Wars and sex does not happen very much, but it does in this book. Basically, Quinlan turns to the dark side, and in order to save him, Asajj Ventress sacrifices herself, and she dies. Which was what the big thing was when I saw this. It's like, oh my god, did they erase this book? Because I love this book. This is probably top 5 Star Wars books for me.
Wow.
It was the only, and to this day, I think it's the only book that's ever gotten me choked up over a character's death. Because Asajj Ventress is one of my favorite characters from Star Wars. And when she died, I was like, oh my god, she's dead. And like, but she was able to and then so when I saw her in this trailer, I was like, no, do not write this out of canon. And then I immediately went to Twitter or X or whatever the hell it's called now, and I saw that same interview clip that you saw, and it was like, no, we took into consideration the movie. This takes place, the book. This takes place before that. I was like, thank God. So, which I don't, it must be in a flashback because this takes place during the Clone Wars, so it has to be in a flashback.
Interesting. Or see, because like I don't know. I've seen a lot of speculation here of like because so I've seen
Oh, also, she has the yellow
mixed,
lightsaber.
yeah.
I don't know
I've
if
seen
any, I don't think that was in the trailer,
speculation.
but
Um, there are two kind of general routes I've seen. One is like this is her. This is the actual Asajj Ventress we're seeing. The other one is with everything they're talking about with cloning. Could this be a clone?
Interesting.
So, is there a route that you think they might go down, or is there a route you'd like to see here? Do you want this to be actual Asajj Ventress, or would you like this to be potentially a clone?
I know thought about the clone route, but I don't think that makes sense to
Yeah,
me personally.
yeah.
Because why would? Because if
I would be
this
surprised.
this actually goes towards the whole Palpatine return thing that we were talking about earlier. If he had such a hard time cloning someone with the Force that he created a clone and just kept them around, and then he had Rey and whatever, but he couldn't get himself to do it. How come he could do it with Asajj Ventress so early on? So that
That's kind
to
of
me
what I
that
would
just doesn't make any sense.
do. Yeah.
I would love a flashback to be honest, because then we get a little bit more of the Clone Wars, and because Dave Filoni thinks we're all masochists, we're going to see Order 66 again. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Order 66 again, because
Always do.
I think we know, like, if the Jedi Order knew that Asajj was alive, there's no way or not Dooku. There's no way that Palpatine didn't.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Okay. Okay.
So, but anyway, highly recommend everyone. Even though I just ruined the book for you, I would recommend everyone read this book. It is so good. Christy Golden. I need her to write more Star Wars books because it's one of my favorite Star Wars books. It's incredible.
Awesome.
The thing I didn't get about this series is why it's not ending on May the 4th. It's ending on May 1st. They couldn't have shut
Yeah.
out well, these 3 more days. They just have to end on May the 4th, but whatever.
Yeah. It's probably just day of the week, right?
Probably.
Yeah,
But I'm
'cause
super
what day of the
excited
week
for it.
is May the 4th? Yeah, May the 4th is a Saturday. They ain't gonna have a show airing on a Saturday here.
Right.
But yeah, I am thrilled they're getting it so close. Like, I mean, that's synced up just about as close as you can get here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm excited. Like I said, Asajj Ventress is probably my favorite Sith, or my favorite. Yeah, well, because she was kind of Sith.
Yeah,
Um,
she's basically there.
yeah. I love the character growth that she got in that book.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So very excited to see her back. I hope it's not a clone because it'd be stupid. It would, and that would make the movie 9 make even less sense.
Yeah.
As if we needed that,
Oh.
but anyway. So yeah. Very excited. Daredevil was
Yeah,
filming on the
going
first.
through, yeah,
The
we have a
Daredevil
lot
was.
of Daredevil updates here, so we can just go through them kind of rapid fire.
Daredevil started filming on the 22nd. Bullseye looks like he will return. For Wilson Bethel, from who played Bullseye, looks like he will return, which is great. I loved Bullseye. Something I didn't talk about. And Ann Wool. What's her first name? Deborah Ann Wool. She was especially and kind of to your point about how Netflix did a really good job making secondary characters really good. Her plot line with the Punisher in season 2, phenomenal.
Here.
They're filming Daredevil Street where this guy lives. Kevin Feige said, "Okay, this is what confuses me. I thought the Kang Dynasty was dead."
Yep. Which
we'll get
See,
to another thing about this in a second, but
mhm.
apparently Kevin Feige wants Charlie Cox's Daredevil to be a member of the Avengers in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, but I could have sworn that was dead.
Yep. See, it was now they're talking about like recasting Kang, but they had talked about changing Kang Dynasty to Secret Wars Part 2 instead here. So there's just a lot of back and forth. The account that tweeted this out, they are not like a normal like leaks account that is like verified leaks and stuff. They kind of just make stuff up from what I've seen for the most part here. So I don't know if I believe it, but there have been some great memes and jokes that came off like that, like because obviously and stuff like this, like you had like Hawkeye and Black Widow in the original Avengers movie, so it's not like unheard of that Daredevil could be part of this here, but but like with how like the Netflix series was like him being like really philosophical and stuff for a lot of it, and like not just like all like the fight scenes and like explosions or whatever.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, that's that kind of do here, like convert him to Catholicism, take him down in a courtroom, like just all these great jokes, which I am loving. Because it is kind of like ridiculous to imagine the super like grounded, gritty Daredevil from like the series here, just like fighting Kang and like the multiverse. Like that's so bizarre. We'll see what it boils down to, because I remember very early on when Kevin Feige was talking about like the waves or the arcs and in Marvel here for like wave 5 of like the movies and shows. Allegedly Daredevil and Spider-Man were supposed to be the leaders of wave 5. We've gotten way off track from that now with all of the delays here. It's kind of with like She-Hulk and Echo for Daredevil, but that's been like it. And we don't really know when Daredevil Born Again will release. So not really on the best track, but all in all, not horrible.
Look, dude, Marvel Studios doesn't exist anymore. I've been saying that for 2 podcasts straight.
Nope.
So 2 months. It just doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
Shell company owned by a shell company owned by a tax write-off now. Like
it doesn't exist. They're releasing what they have left, and then they're going away. Like I refuse to believe otherwise. Like,
yep.
I mean, at least they've released something good in the Marvels, but you know, DC news, if you will.
Yes.
Millie Alcock. Either way, an unfortunate last name. Millie Alcock has been cast as Supergirl in the DCU.
Yep.
Well, it's weird for me to reference it as the DCU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
DCEU or the DCCU.
Yeah.
DC Cinematic Universe, because DC, like, that's already its thing. And then add a U anyway. What do you think of this casting? I mean, you're a little bit more in tune to DC than I am. So
yeah, looks pretty solid from what I've seen. She was from Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or whatever. Like that's been her other big role. I don't necessarily know her, but from what I saw in an interview with James Gunn, or a quote from him, I think she is the person. She's one of the people he originally had in mind when he was conceiving these Supergirl role for the movies here. So kind of neat that it worked out.
Yeah. And apparently he did confirm it in a tweet, James Gunn. Or an X. What do we call it? I'm just gonna call it a tweet because
I call it Twitter still.
Post?
And because it really is, I think, a post on X, which is that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. There was so much great branding in Twitter and it's all gone now.
But it's still everyone still calls it that, so who cares?
Yep.
It's just a giant failure in rebranding. Anyway. The most important news of this entire podcast. And I have a buddy at work who loves Community probably almost as much as you do, except he doesn't own them on DVD like you do.
Oh, boo. Fake fan. You can tell him I said that. I'm just kidding.
Donald Glover confirms that the Community the movie script is done, and he's all in.
Yes.
Dude.
That is fantastic.
I'm so excited for that movie.
I love that. The funniest part of that quote is like I saw like the longer part of it, and like Donald Glover was like, to clarify, I have not read the script at all. I just know that I'm all in. I thought that was such a funny clarification. Um, but yeah, I am
That is
excited.
very Troy Barnes thing to say.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm
excited.
ready for Troy and Abed to meet again
Troy and
after.
Abed in the movies.
Mhm. That's good.
That better be the opening line.
Yeah, so I am so pumped for
I
that.
am so excited, dude. Oh god, I'm gonna have a party when it happens. We're all gonna go see it in the movie theater. It's gonna be great.
I will be there. I will drive up to your part of Canada for that.
You're in Canada too, so it's not that far of a drive.
Well, I mean, Canada's is big, which I would know because I live there.
I know, but we don't live that far away from each other here in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple mountains to traverse, but I mean, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yep, yep, yep.
I just like the picture that they used in this post, which is Troy and Sock Puppet Troy.
Yes.
I'm very excited. Do you think they bring back? Do you think they bring back Pierce or no? Do you think it's post Pierce's death?
Oh yeah, it absolutely is.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think anyone liked working with that guy, Chevy Chase. So.
Nah, which
Oh
yeah,
well,
sucks, but like,
because I think everyone's
what
on
can you
board with it,
do?
right? Except him.
What?
Is Yvette Nicole Brown? Is she? Was she confirmed?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. It's like, yeah, it's like he was just kind of toxic towards the end there. So like, I don't blame them for
No,
cutting ties
no.
completely. What my question is like, I kind of take it as like a given that the like original cast is returning,
Mhm.
but do we think the season 5 and 6 new cast members will return as well? Do we
Right.
think all of them? Do we think some of them? I don't know if we've touched on this before at all or not. We probably have, but
No, we not on this particular part. At least not on the podcast. I. It's interesting to try and gauge when this movie is going to take place.
oh, like it's definitely gonna take place
Post season
after
6.
season 6. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like
Well, yeah, I
because
guess six seasons in a movie, you have to do it.
yeah, because like they would have to like age them down so much for it
Yeah,
to
because that
take
ended
place.
about a decade ago, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
like yeah, like there would be no way for them to like go back and have it take place prior.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, I don't know if there'd be room to bring back maybe the season 6 people, but I doubt the season 5 people. Um,
Really?
yeah, I don't know, especially if it's going to be after season 6. It just makes more sense that it would
Okay.
be the season 6 people who were. That's oh god, what are their names? We just watched this the other day.
There was Buzz Hickey from season 5. Then there was Elroy Patashnik.
Who's
Um,
so funny.
he's
I love
like,
Elroy Patashnik.
I mean, they all did fantastic, but if I had to choose just one out of the three, it would be Elroy, hands down. And the other one, oh God, why can't I remember her name?
I mean, I did the same thing last time. I can't remember. I couldn't remember her name.
Wait, what's her name?
Paget Brewster is all I remember her name is.
Yeah, yeah. Like I remember the actress who plays her. I just don't remember the. Oh, it's Frankie.
Frankie. That's right.
Frankie Dart,
Something like that.
I think.
Is
Um,
Richard Erdman still alive? The guy who plays Leonard?
No, he is not.
No, he did
Sadly.
pass away a couple years ago. 5 years ago. Can you? He was 93. Jeez.
5 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, that was 2019. Was 5 years ago. The fuck is time?
Oh man.
Oh my god, they have the wrong picture on King Jung.
Huh?
They have Yvette Nicole Brown's picture on Ken Jung.
Oh, really?
On fucking. You think he'll be back? He's got to be back, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Eric Charles Nelson, who's it's Starburns.
Yeah, Starburns. I heard is not returning.
What about
Which kind of sucks.
Craig? Not Craig. What's his real name's Craig? What's his actual name?
No. Uh,
They did it
Jim
again. They put the wrong name on someone again. They put the wrong picture on someone.
Really?
Yeah. Joel McHale, Allison, Jillian Jacobs. They put Danny Putty on Jillian Jacobs' picture. That's funny.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah.
Went
So yeah,
down-
all that being said, I
Down
am
quite the rabbit hole there. Again.
very excited for all that.
Yes, I am too. I'm very stoked.
Okay.
Last piece of news.
Here, just some Super Bowl commercial things. Allegedly we will get trailers for Deadpool 3, Inside Out 2.
Inside Out at Tui.
Yes. And I think that's all we really care about.
Yeah, there's Wicked, there's Knuckles, there's A Quiet Place Day One, which I guess is a Quiet Place prequel.
Yes.
And then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I guess we're still remaking those.
I
Okay.
did see for the Wicked one that was actually a misprint or is incorrect. We're not actually getting a trailer for that.
But it's supposed to be a Twisters trailer.
Yes.
Maybe it's like a sequel to Twister. Because why?
I think so. It's like a show or a movie. I don't remember which.
But why? Why?
For Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Hold on. No. We're stopping here. We're stopping here.
Okay.
Why do we need a twist? Why do we need a Twister sequel?
You're missing the obvious money.
Okay, but no. It's been almost 40 years. We don't need a Twister sequel.
See, you would think Hollywood would know that.
It's not been 40 years, it's been 30 years, but still.
I look, if I could tell Hollywood what to do, I don't know if it would
the original cast isn't even in it. What is the point?
Did you see the trailer for the new Megamind movie?
No, I didn't.
It's straight to streaming, has a different animation style, none of the original cast, and everyone's like, "Oh, we are so back to like the horrible like direct to DVD sequels that
the
like
Megamind, the Button of Doom." No, wait. There's already a Megamind 2?
Oh, wait, like
this is a Megamind 3 we're thinking of.
Oh, really? I guess I forgot about Megamind.
The first one came out in 2011. The sequel came out in 2011.
Wow. Huh. Who would have known?
Oh no, maybe it's not. I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah,
what did I just see? Also, why do we need more Sonic movies? Because I just saw something that said Shadow will soon arrive in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 releasing this December.
Yep. Knuckles is actually not a movie. I'm pretty sure that is
it's a show
series on Max. So
of course it is. Oh, have you seen the ads for that show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, that Donald Glover's in?
No, I haven't seen the ads, but I have seen some stuff about it. It looks
good.
Solid, I think, from what I've seen.
It's the review is uneven yet enjoyable.
Yeah. There was a tweet that I saw, like it was the original one was from forever ago, and it was like there's no way this show comes anywhere close to like what the original show was like here. And then it was the person quote tweeted their old tweet to follow it up with "Hi, bad, I apologize completely, I take it all back." So I took that as a very great sign for the new show.
Okay, so this is some interesting news.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like let me get into this a little bit more. Okay, yeah. So the Marvel Studios Thunderbolt adds Geraldine Viswanathan and Ayo Edebiri departs due to scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
The guy from The Bear has left. And she joins fellow new additions Louis Pullman, who replaced Stephen Yeun, who's also left due to scheduling conflicts. Oh dear God!
See, that's
she was in the movie Blockers. She was in the show Miracle Workers, The Beanie Bubble, and Cat Person.
Yeah, but
star in Drive Away Dolls.
That's exactly what happens when you and Drive Away Dolls tickets are finally on sale with that now. I'm pumped for that movie. That looks like a wild ride. But see, the whole thing with scheduling conflicts is that's what happens when you announce a movie like 6 years in advance and try to
Well,
attack.
and apparently it's not good if people keep dropping out of it. It's like I'd rather do this movie than this movie.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see when that movie releases in another 6 years.
Looks like it looks like they're gonna start filming in May, March, and it's
That's
supposed to come out
that's not
July
gonna,
of next year, but I doubt that. So
you and I both know that's not gonna happen.
no.
For Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it's so funny the trailer that's already out. Every time I see it in theaters, how it just says Planet of the Apes and the Kingdom of fades at the top. I find it so funny. I crack up every time. It feels like a fake spoof, given all of the existing Planet of the Apes titles. Like I was trying to think of like Dawn of the Rise of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, just keep adding as many words there as possible. I won't watch any of these probably. I will keep enjoying the trailers.
Well, I'll end it here because everything else is Daredevil related on this page. But in Fantastic Four news, Marvel Studios gives the writing duo behind Rosalind and Daisy Jones and the Six a pass at a script. So they're just like giving it to random writers. It's like, here, you try. Here, you try. Here, you try. We're next, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
Awesome, awesome. I will clear some time on my calendar here. All right. I don't have a lot of time left before I'll probably need to jump for the evening. So just to briefly touch on Echo here.
Oh, yes. You finished Echo. Did you finish it?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
sweet.
I have a couple thoughts. First, talking broadly here, this was a very interesting show for me. Where when I finished it, when I was done, and I walked away, it felt in this really weird gray area that hasn't happened to me with the show before, where like I didn't really like it, but I didn't really not like it either. I thought it was a great show, but it didn't really connect with me.
Okay.
Which is fine. I just found it interesting. What I felt it needed more of is like it felt like it wanted to really connect the audience to these side characters here, but it didn't have the time to focus on the side characters at all. Like I thought the pacing was pretty solid. They did a good job with trimming the episodes up, but I think the format I would have rather seen this in, and like this should not have been a movie at all. It was the right choice to have it as a show.
There were
But
times
feel
where I
like,
thought it should have been a movie, but
oh yeah,
not all the time. I think
Yeah.
maybe like a movie and then a follow-up series, perhaps.
yeah. What my suggestion for it would be is like, hey, go like the CW route completely. Have like a 24 episode season. All the episodes are an hour long. Nothing happens at all during any episode. It's like just character development. I feel like that format would have treated it a lot better because it would have had time to flesh out a lot of the.
Right.
Yep. I feel like it would have had a lot of time to like flesh out the characters here. Where like I thought it was fine, it just felt really short because it was so short. I didn't have time to get attached to like any of the characters, even though it felt like it was supposed to be, Marvel Spotlight, very character focused here.
Yeah,
I thought a lot of the. Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. I was going on through some points here. I was going to say that like I thought a lot of the visuals were pretty good, even though like the woodpecker felt the most CGI the entire way through. But like a lot of the visuals were cool. There were some neat fight scenes. I didn't really feel like it had the choreography or like the true grittiness I was hoping for. I didn't really like Kingpin early on until like the very end of episode 4, like the last 10 minutes or so. And that scene, I was like, oh, that is Kingpin. That's the Kingpin I remember. He is back.
To kind of relate to kind of because I kind of figured that way Because when I
Mhm.
remember last episode, I was kind of talking like that. That I thought it was a good portrayal of Kingpin. I think the first 3 episodes with really good, with a pretty decent portrayal of Netflix's Kingpin from Vanessa's standpoint, where the way
And
he felt towards Vanessa, he throughout the initial series, and then I think it was reinforced by episodes 4 and 5, where um he came back, he was, but he like kind of more morphed into the like fully became Netflix's Kingpin, where he let his love for Maya kind of overtake him and drive him towards being a bad person.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Where like after viewing this, I'm still confident that in the scope of this show, it should not be canon to the original Netflix shows or the original Netflix
Sure.
seasons, and they shouldn't be canon to it. Because like with the events, I just feel like in the original show, it's like Vanessa was such a shift for him, where he didn't have any connections beforehand. He didn't go out at all beforehand, and this flashes back to him going out, him having connections here, and it's there's just such a clash there. But I do feel like in at least that section of episode 4, they it's kind of like a little hit or miss in like other areas for me. But in like that one scene, I was like, oh, this is him as a character perfectly. I feel like the character traits and this like the gravitas that he had, they
Right.
finally captured it in a way that like Hawkeye just did not capture for him at
Sure.
all. They finally got it here. Like he is the same character.
Mm-hmm.
He just has like in my opinion, there's just no way that like he experienced all of like the Netflix Daredevil stuff, like the Netflix Daredevil him, like their backstories aren't
Yeah. Yeah.
interchangeable, but it is the same character, which was
Um, it would have been interesting to have seen, and obviously we're talking hindsight. Hindsight's 2020. It would have been interesting to have kind of seen Maya put into the original Daredevil show every so often.
yeah,
If
yeah,
they go, if we had that ability to go back and or if they had if they had the foresight to go in and be like, okay, we know we're setting this up, for Maya to be here and whatnot.
yeah.
Kind of have seen her in and out of that show a little bit, but
It's like it would be neat, but I feel like what was so much of Daredevil's strength is like it was very self-contained. I
yeah,
also kind of feel like that would have set up like way too many like threads, and we're kind of getting the same problem that like Marvel is in now, where they keep
maybe.
setting things up and they can't have that payoff or satisfying self-contained stories.
I am excited though to, and this is probably my favorite version of Fisk is Mayor Fisk. They
Yeah,
set that
that's
up
gonna
at the
be
end. I'm very excited to see how they do that, and it probably will
that
come to
was
fruition in Born Again.
that was such a wild post-credit scene too, because like even listening to the newscaster, I was like, who talks like it felt so targeted just at Fisk in the most like comical way possible. Like I loved it completely, but I was like, who? This is the like just the fact they turned it on. So I was like, we basically want Wilson Fisk here right now, and just, they're describing him so perfectly in his current state. It was wild.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'm
yeah,
very excited for that because in the comics it leads to some very interesting places.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, like in the Echo show, the one thing I wish that they had spent more time on, the one thing where the pacing felt really off on, is just like her getting her like powers.
yeah.
Like it just felt like it was such like a footnote ignored plot point until like the very end,
Yeah.
where like she would kind of be learning more slowly, but there would be like no attention paid to it whatsoever up until like the very end. And that kind of, I was like, I wish they just had more time to breathe here.
Yeah. I mean, this
Um,
goes back to our main issue with Marvel. Like, just make the shows longer. This
yeah,
this would have been served well, and I know for the most part it was paced pretty well, but there are
yeah,
just
yeah,
certain aspects where you could have used another episode here or there, and
yeah.
I think maybe 9 episodes would have been fine for the show.
Yeah,
Whereas we're usually aiming for 13, 14. I think 9 would have been fine. I think we would have been think they would have had just a little bit more time to flesh it out with 4 more episodes.
Yeah, and it's like for me here, what my take would be is it does not need to be a show with events structured like how the Netflix shows were. Have it structured more along like the CW route, like the traditional network TV thing, where it's just very slow paced. Not a lot happens because in those shows you get to know the characters in a very relaxed environment so well,
And
and
that
you
was
get
important for this show, I think.
to learn about things more slowly. And here we just didn't get that. It was still fine. It's not anything that I think I would go back and like and a rewatch here, but it was pretty solid. And the representation looked to me to be very good. I felt like I learned some stuff,
Yeah.
which and seeing sign language used that heavily was awesome.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the show a lot, and I kind of agree though. I don't think it's anything like I'll go back and rewatch. Even if I'm like doing like a watch through of the Marvel movies for the first time with someone, I don't think I'm gonna include it.
Yeah.
Maybe at the very end, but it's
Also the thing that bugs me is I still don't think you can watch it disconnected from Hawkeye. It feels like so heavily entwined with that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it did a pretty good job in episode 1 recapping what happened.
Yeah, like it kind of does, but I also felt like you got to learn so much of who Maya was as a person, and like in Hawkeye, like they spend time like establishing her character there, and here it just kind of carried over. They don't really work on re-establishing her character a lot, which was tricky for me. Like I never felt like I could connect with her motivations, and that made it harder for me. I kind of felt probably the same way that like you did when watching like Loki or like Andor here. It was like I can tell there's some like good stuff going on here, but like I can't connect with it. It's just not for me.
No, just Andor, not Loki. I will personally never understand what people see in that show, but I know people love it, so I'll let people love it. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that it's the worst show I've ever watched, and I'll never watch it again, and you're a bad person for liking it. I will never do that. I'll just think it.
I appreciate that.
I'm kidding. No, some shows are for some people, some aren't. But yeah, it was a good show. Not a major standout.
Yep.
Not the worst thing in the world, though. It's not definitely not Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness or Ant-Man 3. But but yeah. So I think is that all your thoughts?
That's everything for me. I'm about needing to jump here. So overall, pretty great timing.
Yeah. So with that, I bid everyone adieu. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. Tune into the new episode of Real Shit whenever you get a chance. It will be out tomorrow, assuming I put everything up on time. And have a great rest. Have a great rest of your week. Don't forget to subscribe to me, WolfGator Entertainment. Don't forget to subscribe to not Brennan. And subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. And peace.
Peace.